Today I'm making a video that I wish I saw a few years ago when I only started my YouTube channel, and I was in need of an advice because I was unbearably shy. It was such a big stress for me to post first video. I still remember that complete embarrassment, so I'm here to help you with that stressful task. There will be many advices in this video, and all of them I tried myself, and all of them helped me. So let's start. First tip that I'm still using till this very day is to film yourself on front camera rather than back one. Even though the quality is obviously going to be worse, the fact that I'm looking at myself, it's like speaking to the mirror, it's like speaking to yourself. It's not that scary as it would be if I only saw the back of my phone, back of a camera, and I would feel like speaking into the abyss, into something unknown. I tried multiple times to film on a back camera, but I feel so shy that I don't see myself. And there were a few times when I filmed for like half an hour and then I watched the video and I looked so bad in it, and I could fix it if I saw how it would look in the beginning. Or maybe I was completely unfocused in this video and just like my mimics, everything's changed because when I'm shy I feel so tense that it's hard for me to talk. There is like a little gadget that can help you with that. Like you put it on, but I have it, but I couldn't find it because I don't use it so often. By magnets, you put it to the back of your phone, and it translates everything you film to the back of your phone, so you could film on back camera and still see yourself. That might work, but the gadget that I bought, he was like heating too bad, and like the phone itself was also heating too bad, and I decided not to use it anymore. Plus, it kinda was with a little delay. Maybe for photos is okay, but for videos I didn't like it. Since it works by Bluetooth, I couldn't use mic. It also worked with Bluetooth at the same time as having the thing attached to my phone, so I just quit it. If you're talking about your first video ever, don't post it. Try your skills for a few times. First few video, don't post it. Like, don't push yourself into thinking that you must post it if you filmed it. Of course, you would feel like you like lost a lot of energy and time in the video, and why would I not post it? This helped me to leave the weight of my shoulder. First video that I made, I didn't post it, even though I spent like many hours on it, because I was really unprepared for that. But the second video, it already went much smoother. I think the first video that I posted, it was like my first or third attempt, which I was remotely satisfied, so I posted. So it's okay to skip your first few attempts. If you're scared of other people judging you or maybe your friends gossiping, don't tell anyone that you started a YouTube channel. I didn't do that because I know my friends are supportive, but in case you're not sure about yours, or is there someone following on your social media that you know would make fun of you, well, first of all, block that person, and second of all, don't say that you're making videos. Like, don't repost your videos to your Instagram stories, to your Telegram stories. Don't tell anyone who won't be 100% supportive. Percentage, the chance of them finding out your videos on their own, it's pretty minuscule. It's small. So you could try out your skills, try out yourself in videos without anyone knowing about it. Start with faceless videos. Do a b-roll of something and add your voiceover to it. Why that's a great thing to do? Because there are a lot of very successful faceless channels. So if you're like extremely embarrassed and extremely shy, there is a huge possibility that you won't need to ever post your face. Well, in my case, I think face and my looks are one of privilege, like one of advances I have. That sounds so narcissistic, but I think I'm quite good looking. Quite. Okay. I'm remotely good looking, and in my situation, I thought that it's better if I show my face than if I do not. But if you don't think that your face is will work in your advantages, you cannot post it. There is a possibility to do that. But from my experience, videos with just voiceover, they get less attention. But just in my experience, because I'm sure I know there are a lot of bloggers who do it without faces and they're successful. And maybe you can draw a character, create a character, and pretend that it's you. And like this character will be the face of your channel. But I know that sometimes people are okay with their faces, but they don't like their voice. And in that occasion, I don't know what to do because I remember how cringed I was from hearing my voice, and it was very hard to go through like 20-minute video of hearing my voice, and you have to do it while you're editing it. That was pretty hard. But now I'm okay with my voice. Like now I don't feel this irritation from hearing it. I know you can create a voiceover with AI, but mm, um, mm, well, real human is always better. So I do not really recommend it. And especially when you're doing voiceover, you can write the text before making videos, and you can just read it out loud. You don't have to learn it by heart. You don't have to improvise. You can relax. Maybe you're way better at writing than you are at speaking. Some people are different. Some of us are way better at writing. I'm good at neither. But if you're perfect at writing, but you like speech practice, that's not a problem. Just read your text out loud and do a B-roll. What helps me to set the mood, to get myself in the right vibe for that, is to take time preparing for the video. Like I'll be doing my hair, I'll be doing my makeup, and while I'm doing this, I'm preparing myself to the upcoming video. Like I'm rethinking what will I say, thinking how I will edit it later. I'm thinking how little parts I will let. Because when you're busy with something else, it's hard to snap into your blogger persona immediately, instantly. Maybe once you're a very professional and experienced creator, then it's possible. For me, yet I'll have to prepare myself, like ease myself into this process. Close mouths don't get fed, and people who don't pause don't get noticed. I know it's very hard to publish the first video ever. You feel like the world is going to explode. But the thing is, no one will care. And then it will upset you because no one cares. And that will happen with your second video, with your first video, with your fifth video, and so on, so on. Even though it sounds like posting the first video is the scariest thing on earth, it's not. It's just the first step, after which you will find yourself standing in something way bigger and scarier. You also don't have to push yourself into making the whole video at one time. It might be hard to speak for 20 minutes straight when you're unprepared, for 40 minutes straight when you're unprepared. So what you can do is film little fragments when you have time, when you have energy, when you have ideas that you want to share with people, like 5 minutes at a time. Okay, 15 minutes, 10 minutes at a 10 minutes at a time, several times per day per week, and you will have a video. You'll just have to collect it in one, and it doesn't look bad, and it doesn't look like you're an amateur. For me, I think that it even looks more interesting when people compose a video from different fragments, because you can see how a person changes in this little, like during the day or during the week or during some time. And usually the videos that are complex and consist from different fragments, they seem to be more interesting because the idea is more complete. Like you see that the person has thought about it not once, but throughout few days, at least few days. How to stay motivated during the time? Your goal should not be, in my opinion, not to achieve like 1,000 views on your first video. Your goal is to just publish it and move on, and move to the second, and move to the next video. This is just a practice. And basically, you don't even need to publish this video, though I recommend to publish them, even if you think they're bad. Maybe they're not bad in other people's opinion. In Russia, we have a saying, write and put it under the table, which means writing and not showing, which means creating and not showing to anyone, just stacking it under your table. And usually it's like, a condescending saying that we use to make people a bit embarrassed, like, oh, your art is not good enough, you should spend some time by creating and not showing it to anyone. Or your book is not good enough, you should not talk about it, you should write and put it under the table, which I think it's not true. First of all, you'll get used to criticism, which is a great thing. Second of all, you can get some support. You can get some other people ideas, other people views. When we create an art, we're creating it for other people. We're creating it to connect people. And even your mistake, even when you did something bad, that can teach people as well. That can help people as well. So I do not recommend writing and putting under the table, especially when we're talking about videos. You'll never know who will watch this video. You might have 10 views, but maybe one of the person from the 10 views is someone who will change your life, or someone who your videos will help immensely. You'll never know. Another thing that really helps me is to think about your perfect viewer, like that one person. Who are you creating for? that one person who might benefit from watching your videos. And when you watch in the and when you create in a video, you concentrate on that person. You don't think about many people who potentially might see this video and will find it insuffisant, um, not not enough. You think about that person who this video might be helpful for. You imagine, like, maybe he shares the same interest with you, or maybe he was asking himself a question and you are the one who can give the answer to him. So you creating this video for him, and while watching and while creating a video, you should think about this person and imagine as if you were talking with him tete a tete, like no one else around you, just you and maybe your imaginary friend. I was reading a book about Mr. Beast, and there was a quote from Mr. Beast who said that accept that your first 100, maybe even 200, I'm not sure, videos will be bad and move on. I think the idea in that is not to think that your videos are bad, but more about not giving up when you don't receive your expected attention and positive backlash from it. I forgot how to say positive backlash. Not attention, it should be a different word. Anyway, so you shouldn't concentrate so much on the output that you receive. You should concentrate on doing, and getting better as yourself. Because if you're doing good videos, you will get noticed. There is no way out. Of course, people are enjoying to say that, oh, but the algorithm or social media, they're working against you. I don't think they do. If you create a good enough content, it will get noticed. You will get viewers. So you should just relax about it and not concentrate on things that you cannot control. Just concentrate on things that you can control, and it is the quality of your videos. Another thing is to, if you're afraid to being embarrassing, if you're afraid to being cringe, quit it. Because even if you are cringe, even if you're, I was really afraid of sounding stupid and making some mistakes. But I noticed that when I watch videos of other people and I see that the person is stupid or is making some mistakes, I just skip it. I don't think about him like many days after that. My thought is 1 second, that wasn't right, he wasn't correct, skip it, next video. There is no drama, there is no problem into people finding you cringe or stupid. It just means you're not the right video for them. It's okay. There are tons of bloggers exactly for this reason. Everyone can find someone up to his tastes. There's no need for everyone to like you. Please share in your comments, maybe you have some tips as well on how to overcome the embarrassment, the shyness before posting videos, and tell me if some of these moments correlate with you. Tell me if you had some similar experience, and if you're also really embarrassed before posting your video, or maybe you're planning to post your first video soon. Thank you for watching this video till the end. I wish you the best luck on earth, and bye bye.